Today we have Risk and Castle Risk. Risk, the world conquest game. And then if you don't feel like conquering the whole world, you can just try to conquer Europe instead with Castle Risk. 2 games for the price of 1. The low price of $4 too, because I got it at a thrift store from Parker Brothers. Risk and Castle Risk. Risk and Castle Risk. Comment down below which one's your favorite. Do you like Risk or do you like Castle Risk? The only bad part about this is you can't play both games simultaneously. What I mean by that is it's a double-sided board, which means you have to flip it over. You could, if you have another board of Risk, theoretically take Europe out of the equation and make Europe have all these extra territories. And when you go into Europe, you have to take over the individual territories of Europe from the regular Risk game, which would be interesting if they made a Africa Risk, a Asia Risk, and a North and South America Risk. Would have been pretty. America's Risk, that would have been pretty cool, but they only made a European Risk, so it would be cooler if they would make like an Asian Risk, an Asian and Islander Risk, and then like an America's Risk, and then maybe an African campaign Risk. That way you could combine all these additional boards together and make an more massive, gigantic Risk game. You dropped the ball, Parker Brothers. You made Castle Risk, which was European, but then you didn't make American Risk. And you didn't make Asian Risk. And African Risk. You dropped the ball! Drop the ball! Hey Hasbro, now that you own the property, why don't you make a revamp of Castle Risk? While at it, make America's Risk, where you could be set in Civil War / Revolutionary War-ish, maybe something of that nature, or before Revolutionary War, or diplomatic, since Castle Risk is like diplomatic area, Napoleon. Yeah, diplomatic. I'm probably mispronouncing that. So you could either have America set in revolutionary or pre-revolutionary when the the Europeans are first settling and colonizing it. Castle Risk, actually, I don't know, is it even set in diplomatic times? You do have Napoleon Risk, but this is not that. Castle Risk is more, maybe it's more medieval times. I don't know. Anyway, the point is, Hasbro, make Continental. Make individual Continental Risk games so that we can, that are mergeable together so that we can have like an Asian Risk, a Europe Risk, an Africa Risk, a Middle Eastern Risk, Australian / Pacific Risk, America's Risk, etc. Anyway, that's a long introduction and rambling. It says Risk in the classic game of military strategy and world conquest and dominion. You and your armies will sweep across vast continents and launch daring attacks, but keep an eye on your flanks because your enemies are fighting to claim your territories and capture your armies while you're trying to do the same to them. Reinforce your armies with foot soldiers, horsemen, and cannon cards. Then attack by the throw of the dice. Now fortify your position and defend your borders from your opponent's attack. Capture all the 42 territories on the map and conquer the world! Castle Risk. Europe is your battleground, and enemy castle is your target. In this thrilling game of military strategy, your tactics range from highly planned to hit and run, and as you deploy your troops, choose from spies, generals, and diplomats to carry out your battle plans. Call out your marshals, reinforcements, the admiral, and just once in the game, your hidden secret armies. Now roll the dice to see who wins each battle. Will you take another empire, capture all 6, and conquer Europe? In Risk and Castle Risk. Okay, that's like 5 minutes, man. You ain't even opened the board yet. It's already 6 minutes. Open the box. Open the box. Open the box. Oh, man. Everything went flying all over the place. Okay. So, what we're going to look at first is the board. The board. Why? Why are they called board games? Because they're what you play when you're bored. Board games. Also because they have a board. North America. Where in America do I live? Somewhere in this eastern United States block. Like, middle of this eastern United States block. Like, right close to where this U is, I think is pretty close. South America. Where do you live? Comment down below. Europe. Africa. Asia. Australia. Risk. How much each continent's armies are worth. And there was Europe. Whoa! How did we do that? We just made Europe into its own board. With Castle Risk. You got the British Empire, which is Great Britain on regular Risk. You got independent territories, 3 blocks of them. You got the Russian Empire, Malta Russia, which is basically Ukraine on the standard Risk game. You got the French Empire, which is the German Empire, and the Austrian Empire, and the Ottoman Empire, which the Ottoman Empire is pretty much the Middle East. Let's see if we can find which country is which from the back of the box. Blasted. Alright, so each game has these little things, and apparently everything fell out. Like the green pieces fell out, the yellow pieces fell out, the red pieces fell out. All the pieces fell out, fell out, fell out. Down the pieces fell out all over the place. So I'll be back and fix it. Hey everybody, I'm back. Check out this neat little reference guide it comes with. No, I have not put all the parts together yet. Also has these dice. Alright, back to the video. Golly. So many dang pieces. All over the place. I gotta get rubber bands for all these. So we got purple pieces. Got green pieces. You know, green piece. We got red pieces. They were all scattered all over the place. Because these containers... See, the problem with these containers is... they don't stay shut. Because there's only a certain way to keep the pieces in where they'll stay shut. Okay, then we have Risk. We have the regular Risk cards. Got some strategy tips. You know, Northwest Territory, Western Australia, Egypt. The classic 3 card. The wild card. New Guinea, Siberia, Western United States, Alaska, Eastern United States, Mongolia, Brazil, Ireland, Afghanistan, Middle East, Scandinavia, Congo, Urkers, Kamchatka, Madagascar, Eastern Australia, Alberta, Greenland, Northern Europe, India, Peru, North Africa, China, Great Britain, Southern Europe. Some more risk strategy tips. Argentina, Western Europe, Central America, Ukraine, South Africa, Quebec, Yerkes, Ural, Indonesia, Siam, Venezuela, Japan, Ontario, and East Africa. Those are... What the heck? Golly, these pieces, they're like Toy Story over here. They got minds on their own. Every time I turn around, I find another one. Oh, yeah, we were going to see what territories are which in Europe. So, this is... Russian Empire is basically Ukraine. Great Britain is, of course, Great Britain. This independent territory, and France is Western Europe. This independent territory and Austrian Empire is basically Southern Europe. And the Germanic Empire is Northern Europe. This independent territory and some more is Scandinavia. And the Ottoman Empire, actually the Ottoman Empire is actually the Ottoman Empire, Australian Empire, and this independent area. Golly, take on it. Is part of Eastern Europe, Scandinavian, Northern Europe, maybe, Ukraine, Great Britain, Western Europe. Yeah, that's it. So, you could basically divide Europe into this board if you had a additional board, is what I'm getting at. Which would make like a really super rich game. So, these are the castles. They're not as cool as, what is this? This ain't a castle? What is this? Something somebody added, because that ain't part of the game. I don't think. Then in Castle Risk, you have marshals, generals, spies, admirals, the reinforcements. Why don't people ever put them up right? What I mean by that is people never put them up straight. Have to flip them like 100 times when showing them off in the game boards. The only way I get to ever show them all straight is if like it's a brand new game, and then sometimes it's still flipped upside down for some reason. Why can't people take them? So these are basically supposed to be shuffled, and you have a certain amount of them in your hand. And they do, like, special abilities and whatnot. I'm pretty sure someone out there has already done a tutorial of Castle Risk, how to play it. So, you don't need me to teach you how to play. I'm a show you what's in the game person. It's called unboxing. I'm more an unboxing channel than a tutorial channel, so you don't need to find somebody else to teach you how to play these games. I show you, what's in the game. Big camera? Stay up. My phone does not like to stay in the thing. Alright, last thing is we managed to get a rule book, which somebody for some reason didn't have it at the beginning. I guess they were, checking the rules. So let's look at the rule book. Let's get over there. Have to move stuff just to get it. So we got the rules. These are the 1990 rules, but they basically are 1959, 63, 75, 80, and 90 rules. Parker Brothers division of Tonka. Tonka, the same people who made those Tonka trucks. Well, they're the ones who owned Parker Brothers back in the day. Now Hasbro owns them. Wow. So here's the rules for Risk. I'm just going to flip the pages and y'all can, pause it, screenshot it, whatever. In case y'all don't have a rule book. Then when you flip you have to flip it completely over. It's one of those where they flip the book over and then you have the rules on the other side. Or another book. So now we have the Castle Risk rules. So if you don't have the Castle Risk rules, I'm just going to lay these pages down for a few seconds. That way it gives y'all time to pause it, screenshot it, read it, whatever y'all have to do. But I'm pretty sure someone probably has already downloaded these rules onto maybe Board Game Geek or something. So, in case they haven't. Now, the next thing we got is somebody apparently, like me, thought that the game didn't have enough territories. So they threw in a map of the United States of America for some reason. So there's a map of the United States of America. So I guess they wanted to create their own Revolutionary War, Civil War, Risk between maybe the states versus the states. I don't know. Then, of course, they had a world map in here, which is a whole map of the world. They had these old National Geographic maps from 2010. So, not that old. What is in here? Damn, these red pieces are hiding everywhere. Golly, here's one in the, jeez. Damn, reds? I don't know if they're communists trying to secretly hide somewhere because they're reds, or if they're Republicans, But that one was hiding. That was probably a commie, was trying to secretly hide in America. Damn red commies. Anyway, so I got these bonus maps, and I like maps, so y'all are going to get to see the bonus maps. I bet they're huge, so my table might not be big enough, so I'm going to have to, well, it would be bigger if I didn't have all this other space over here being used. Jeez. So, let's look at the maps. Bonus! You get a map of America. The United States of America, not actual America, because actual America is North America, or South America, or both, the Americas. This is the United States of America. So if you don't know the states, we're going to teach you the states. Not in any particular order, we're just going to go. There's Washington, Oregon, Idaho, California, which I like to call Comnifornia because all the liberals there. Nevada, Arizona. There's Mexico, which isn't, it's a state, but it's not a state of the United States. Which is confusing because each nation itself is also called a state. There's Alaska, which is actually over all the way over there somewhere. Arizona, New Mexico, Utah, Colorado, Wyoming, Montana. There's Canada, which is a state and has provinces because Canada has to be weird and call their states within their state a province. And there's like British Columbia, Alberta, Saskatchewan, which I probably mispronounced that and butchered it. It's Saskatchewan? Saskatchewan? I don't know. Comment down below, Canadians. I know y'all watching my channel. Manitoba, Ontario, and Quebec. And there, of course, is New Brunswick. That's not all. That might be all of them. I don't know. Then there's North and South Dakota, Nebraska, Wyoming, Colorado, Kansas, Oklahoma. There's Texas, which, fun fact about Texas is it's literally the only state of the United States that was at one time its own state, its own country. It's also the only state in the United States that can legally, due to the fact that it was its own country, secede from the Union and become its own country again. Also, it's the only state in the United States that, when it joined the United States, had in its constitution written that it could divide into 5 states if it ever wants to. So, cool fun facts. Then there's Louisiana, Arkansas, Missouri, Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida. Which Florida, on the opposite side, is Florida is libertarian land / conservative country. You got crazy Governor Gavin Newsom here, and then if you're a liberal, you probably think that the governor of Florida is crazy. Then you got South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia, Ohio, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware, New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, Massachusetts, Connecticut, and that little bitty state, Rhode Island. The baby state. So the original 13 colonies were like right here, and then we grew a little bit and we gained this. Then there was like war, we gained some of this. We bought a whole bunch of this from Napoleon because he wanted to have some stupid wars over in Europe and stuff. And then Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands, they're not really states. There's Hawaii. Matter of fact, Puerto Rico, Virgin Islands, I don't even know if they're United States territories anymore. I think they're considered their own independent nations now. Hawaii, which is all the way in the Pacific Ocean, I believe. Yeah. Anyway, there's the states of the United States of America. And that's the Gulf of America now, remember, because it's not the Gulf of Mexico, because Trump made it the Gulf of America now. So it's the Gulf of America now. Yeah. Outdated map. It's the Gulf of America now. We need to scratch that out. No longer Gulf of Mexico. It's the Gulf of America. Shh. Yeah. Make America awesome again. Make America great again. Make America the best again. Now we're going to look at the world map. Alright, I'm not going to take as much time as I did on the United States map. But here's the world as of 1990. Here is North America, Central America, the Gulf of America, South America, Russia, Europe, Asia, Pacific, Australia, Indian Ocean, North Pacific Ocean, North Pacific Ocean, North Atlantic Ocean, South Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean, Africa, and Antarctica, islands. And then here is the map from a topographic standpoint. and that's the world. So, if they were planning on trying to use this map as a Risk game, there's a lot of smaller territories that you kind of have to merge because it's just so small that don't work out well. But I could see you using a topographic map of the world and basically kind of overlapping the territories from a Risk game onto this type of map and, you know, having a new map. Anyway, that has been an unboxing video of Risk and Castle Risk. If y'all stuck around, y'all literally stuck around this long, you're amazing. Because y'all stuck around for 25 minutes, which I think is amazing. 26 minutes now. As always, remember God is good all the time. All the time, God is good. Keep on gaming. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Jesus loves you, Jesus God, Jesus Lord, Jesus King, Jesus is ruler of everything. And have a blessed day. Oh, and why did I put these in bags? Well, one is because I don't have rubber bands. I don't think. That's one good reason. Two, I've looked up online before, and just the sets of armies to this particular game, people want like $10. They'll charge like $10 or more just for sets of armies. So I might just resell the sets of armies. I might just, you know, bag and tag the resets of armies because I actually have this game, so I don't really need it. Why is that there? Did someone not pay attention when taping up the box? Why did they ruin the box by putting tape all over it too? Thrift stores. Good thing I already have the game. So I might just part this one out and sell the pieces. Anyway, have a great day. Hope you enjoyed the video. Later.